Insights with Terri Coots, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Coots. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Coots. We'll be covering June the 16th through the 23rd, 2024. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate your time. And I do appreciate the time of Charlie O'Brien putting all of this together. Without him, there'd be nothing. So thanks, Charlie. And on that note, happy Father's Day, both to Charlie and to all the other dads out there that take part in their children's lives and mentor the patience, the financial investment, the emotional investment. It's an amazing thing to be a parent, to have the gift of watching your children grow and become just incredible people. It's such a journey to watch your child become a person, like from a puppy to this dog that knows what they're doing, and see the choices that they make and know that maybe in some small way you played a part as a dad in that ultimate life that's being experienced. And how did you make that difference in that child's life? And it doesn't have to be your own kids. I don't think really Father's Day is just about genetic or bloodlines. I think it's about the males that impact the minds and the experience of all young people. So thanks to all you men out there on Father's Day today that have taken part and encouraged, inspired, and changed the lives of young ones to become more than what they would have been without the experience of you. So thank you. Now, what's above us? Because what's above is also below. We're in Gemini still, quite a bit of, I wouldn't say heavy Gemini, but it's concentrated Gemini. So on that mind frame, Gemini is the thinker. So Gemini wants mental stimulation, wants communication. That is really important during this time. We have Gemini both in the sun sign. We have it in Mercury, which is the ruling planet of Gemini, the zodiac sign. And we are then going to be moving to Cancer on the 18th for Mercury, and Cancer on the 21st for the sun sign, and Cancer in Venus on the 18th, which is the same time as Mercury, and Venus as well is in Gemini. So that's a lot of Gemini energy to share. So this is the time if you want to sit and chat with somebody. You'll have great conversations, go to a restaurant, share time with each other with a coffee, just really enjoy each other's company and chat. I think all good ideas, of course, come from being able to bounce them off each other with safety and security. But also, humans are capable of so much. And it's mostly because of our communication ability. And that's what Gemini supports, is the communication. So if there's ever going to be any change, Gemini is the one that thinks about it first. And then, as I said, Cancer is going to be taking over on the 21st and the 18th for Mercury and Venus. Then we move into a more home-based. This is where home is everything. We want to stay home, invite people over to your home to enjoy your homey kind of feeling. Family. Now, issues can develop during this time because of the change of the planets, as anything changes if it doesn't quite fit. Any of you mechanics know out there how precise sometimes measurements have to be, and if something doesn't fit, the adaptations that we have to take into consideration to make this thing work. And that's what this is all about too, is how do we make our relationships work? If it's a different size or a different shape, or it's not the model that's supposed to be on that particular unit, mechanics are very good at adapting, and that's what we have to maybe get into, is our mechanical type of thinking, and how do I adapt to this relationship in a healthy way, or how do I help this relationship adapt in a healthy way to me. So this isn't about being selfish. It's about understanding. It's about being aware. What do we need? What do we want? What can we offer the other person? How do we listen and make sure that the other person is okay, and thus making ourselves okay? Because that's what Cancer is all about, is being happy when the family is happy, being happy when our friends are happy, being happy, excuse me, when our peers at work are happy, or just somebody at Costco. Just, I'm going to say wet eyes when we watch a movie that is emotionally stirring and makes us feel love. And that's what this energy is supposed to be doing for us, help us to feel love. So if you have some tearjerker movies that are loving, take a look at that. It might encourage your loving nature in a happy way. I just watched a movie called The Idea of You. It's about a mature woman. Notice as I get older, there's no old women. A mature woman dating a very young person, and there's good music, and it's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it certainly was worth the time to sit there and just watch people love each other, and sometimes how hard it is to keep love alive, or to even experience it because of fear and the unknown and maybe pressures of society. So it might be something that just kind of a no-brainer if you want to go and just feel. And if you guys have any suggestions on movies or series that would encourage people to feel love and trust in love and want to be loved and want to expand that love, don't be afraid to put comments below. That I'd appreciate that. And Mars, our passion planet, our planet of drive, is still in Taurus, which is that determined energy. So this is a great energy to get things done. That'll push us to, let's get this done, let's get this started, let's get this over with and out of our lives, so that we can move on to the next project. Now, the beginning of the week, we may find a little bit on the darker side. Not necessarily a bad thing, just the moon is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is extremely psychic. Now, I'm not meaning mean. I'm saying when I say on the darker side, what I'm trying to express is it's a heavy energy. It's strong. It's an energy field that I'm going to say lends to look at difficulties from the ability to look at hard things. So it's more realistic. It's an energy field that not afraid to look at the reality of something, to look difficulties right straight in the face. So that's what we're working with in the beginning of the week, which can be very challenging. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's say that person is this. So there may be some interventions in the next few weeks, maybe if something's going wrong or it's just not going right and we need to stop and talk to people at work, or just discuss how this scenario is affecting the workplace or our own personal relationships. How is that affecting us on this level? It's a great time for that, as long as we're cognizant of what the other person's going through as well. And then towards the middle of the week, we can be looking at if you're vulnerable in the liver, the hips, your thighs, your sacrum. There may be some pressure put on those body parts. So if you're tender there, know that it may be a little bit more tender. So the hips part, if you're having any trouble with your pelvis, your hips, and it might be the knees at first too, because the elbows connected to the, and then towards the end of the week, it'll not move from the hips, but it'll encompass our backbones, our joints, and our knees specifically. So if you're vulnerable in that area, be prepared for your joints to be a little bit on the achy side. Huck. And if that's the case, just watch your diet. I find sugar, as much as I love sugar, it's a killer. It really is. It has everything to do with how you feel. Watch for inflammatory foods that you might be eating. Lean on the side of anti-inflammatory foods. I actually have a word there. And that's what Google is great for. Don't be afraid to use Google. What did Google help me with the other day? It was amazing. I had no idea. Oh, my TV wasn't working and I couldn't get my Amazon Prime. And I thought, well, I'm just going to, what the heck? I'm going to Google it. So between Google and YouTube, I fixed it myself. Look at me coming into the future. Now, optimism, because of Sagittarius being in the moon towards Thursday and feeling the effects towards the end of the week, will be our friend. I love optimism. Don't you love being with a person that's positive? Don't you love being around people that just look at the bright side? I mean, some of them can make you sick, but don't you just love it, though? Instead of being with negative Nelly, that everything is a downer, complain. There is no fun in that. So you try to be a positive person and encourage that in your friends. And if you have a negative person, offer them the opportunity to be positive. And if they don't, just move on down the line. Let them be negative all by themselves. Because this energy is supposed to be positive for us to be able to climb out of some of the holes that we've dug ourselves into in the last little bit. And towards the end of this week, it's a super energy for organizing, looking at our lives, even little situations. Can I organize my closet? Can I take that drawer and make it work better? Can I get my kitchen a little bit better laid out? Notice the girl stuff, right? So it's how about the garage? So it's an organizing kind of energy field that allows us to look at things and make better use of our time and make better use of when we have a whole bunch of junk around us, it's claustrophobic. It can really bring your energy level and your energy signature down. So this is the time to clean out, clean up, organize things, and make things work so much better for ourselves. Now, the number that was given to us for this week, when we compare it with the energy that is above us, and as I said, as above, so below, is the number 3. Number 3 is a really powerful number in and of itself. So number 3 can really offer us some opportunities, especially pairing it with where the planets are right now. So it gives us, with that Gemini energy, which is mental energy, communicative, all mind, and number 3 itself on its own is mentally alert and leans towards a creative mind and being original and having good imagination so we can help figure things out. I use my imagination all the time because I'm not naturally equipped to work on mechanics and tubes and tires and spark plugs. And sometimes I have to just sit back and say, okay, somebody changed this tire. At some point, somebody has changed a tire. So I use my imagination to try to help me understand how these nuts and bolts and wrenches work to help me maybe accomplish a task. So this good imagination, number 3, with where the planets are, can help you with that. You will hate boredom during this week. Gemini hates it, and so does number 3. And more available to being able to cooperate with others, which would be perfect to get some of this mess cleaned up that we've made for ourselves. Charming, witty, that's a kind of an energy. Caution, because we could be critical of others both in our thinking and our mouth. So you want to use filters because this is supposed to be positive, remember? We're supposed to be really positive. And number 3 paired with Gemini, where it is, and moving into Cancer, is supposed to teach us how to be more diplomatic. Excuse me. And, you know, I used to hate that. Oh, honestly, how ridiculous was I? I would say, don't beat around the bush. Just tell me. Tell me the way it is. All right, now I'm asking people to beat around the bush. Because at least we were polite to each other. We would say things in a way that was offering constructive criticism in a very polite way. Now, look at Margie Taylor Greene, and I mean, they're just ignorant and mean. And I'd like to go back to being diplomatic and kind and eloquent in our words, getting the point across, but kindly, without destroying a person. I mean, if you want to destroy your life, go and watch YouTube some of the Karens, and they call them Kevins. Nothing against Karens and Kevins, but that's what they've named them. How they act out and act up in public. Talk about entitled. So this is more diplomatic energy to help us learn how to work freely and maybe without restraint, but also be diplomatic in it. Now, Gemini is the twins, so this energy is going to encourage us to work in pairs or multiples of people and work better. It'll also give us the tool to work better under stress, because it activates that mental energy, and we quick minds, quick thinking, quick addressing of things. So then we succeed quickly, and then that offers us more ambition, and we tend to open up more because of the communication pressure. So you may find yourself saying things to people you never thought you would say. That, holy cow, I can't believe that came out of my mouth. And inventive. So it's an energy field that helps us invent with that imagination, solving problems. That's what it's all about, isn't it? And how to make new contacts a little bit easier. New friends, new ideas. Just watch superficial. When we get talking and get moving through things real quickly, we can tend to float on the surface and be more superficial. We'll be able to make decisions fast with number 3, where the planets are. And they're not always, fast decisions are not always the correct ones, but we'll be able to do it. Right or wrong, we'll be able to do it. The weakness of this energy field pairing with each other is restlessness. Just, you want to do something, you don't know what you want to do, just distractibility, maybe a little bit of irritability and bad temper, fearing boredom. And watch for your financial life. We could not be the best in our financial decisions because of possible carelessness. So we got to keep an eye on that. We don't want financial issues, do we? Now, moving over to the cards right now. Really interesting, some of the cards that came up for us this week. There's one of the cards suggests messages coming to us. And they're not necessarily messages from above. They are maybe originating from above. But I think that what they're looking at is for us to understand that we get information from everywhere. We get information from the animals, from where we live, from other people, from a book, from a billboard. So they're asking us to take that message energy and live with the vitality, because this is oranges and yellows and red, and maybe have some daring to action with this. So some of us, and remember it's general, may be privy to get a very exciting message from situations around us. And it offers us the courage to go forward and the optimism that we get towards the middle to the end of the week, coming on early with that Sagittarius energy, and being able to maybe step into leadership role because of the initiative. So this is a really good energy for full steam ahead and enthusiasm with it. And the card of romance came up. How cool is that? Who doesn't love romance? Even if you have a partner, doesn't mean you can't be romantically involved. Even when you get a new friend, and that friend is new, and you want to discover everything about them because they're optimistic. This is that kind of an energy field. So it offers us the opportunity to feel sharing back and forth, to feel the warmth, to feel what attraction feels like, even if it's a casual friendship, the attraction, and the early stages of a relationship that is harmonious. And again, some of us may be experiencing new romance or a love affair. It's a happy atmosphere, and who doesn't like happy atmosphere with cooperation? The next card is also really on that vein. It's emotional, and it's celebration. So it's offering us the opportunity to celebrate human, and it's the number 3, who could figure, to offer us the opportunity to enjoy and celebrate all the good things that we experience through minute to minute, day to day. So it's the time to rejoice. They're giving us an opportunity to rejoice, to have fun, to make, maybe create, because of that homey kind of energy, a joyful occasion, to bring joy into the arena that we're living in, that creates satisfaction, maybe even a reunion of maybe somebody you haven't seen in a while to get together. So it's a uniting of others. And then family gatherings are going to be really important with that Cancer that's coming. And happy hour. Why not have a happy hour? We don't have to drink if we don't want to, but we could have a happy hour and just make things fun. Just do things for the enjoyment of doing it. And then the card, the Ace of Swords, came up, which is force, mental force. May the force be with you, taking all that joy, all that happiness, all that love, and turning it into a force to be reckoned with, an absolute energy that allows for us to push out that energy and maybe being the creator of somebody else's really good experience. So you take the power of the intellect with Gemini and the number 3. This is a great force at our disposal that we can channel, like seriously channel, and allow that to spread for other people. It's the power of the intellect to give ourselves freedom in our mind, to let go of stupid thoughts that are dragging us down. Allow for that mental energy to get us zinging and moving, courage, fresh ideas. The power of words. Sometimes I think we forget that. The power of words, how our words matter. Even with myself, sometimes it's fearful. I'm really careful what I say. Sometimes I'm not always careful, but when I am careful, because you can make things happen by living ahead. So if I say, oh, this stupid tire, I'm never going to get it changed. Well, then I'm never going to get it changed. If I can say the stupid tire, but I am going to get this. This is the power of the mind, making things happen. And then just at that moment, maybe Josh drives in, the young man that's down the road that knows everything and can help me maybe get that bolt off. So the power of the mind right now is so at our disposal that it's a concentrated energy. And with all that emotional energy, gee, if people just really understood the amazingness is not a word, I know, but the awesome energy that this can wield and make things happen, we wouldn't be in trouble if we really understood how powerful our minds are. So this great strength, this great force is at each one of our disposal to create what our lives are supposed to look like, to create the learning experiences that we're supposed to be enjoying, and to create the capacity for logic, for balance, for love, for a really good experience. They're offering us a really good energy. All we have to do is make good on it and take it and move with it. That's really the only thing we have to do. Be positive about it, I guess. Now, on that note, I'm going to let you go and experience your amazing life, enjoying yourselves. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Charlie O'Brien for putting us on Spotify, on Apple, Amazon Music Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube. And then he gives me the link for YouTube, and I put that up on Facebook because that's what I can do. That's about all I can do. And he's created the website www.terriworld.com, where you can find out what some of the archived podcasts are if you missed one or you just want to go back over and read it again or listen to it again. I'm sorry. And if you want to know what's going on with the dogs, you can plug into that website www.terriworld.com and email me and see if there's any new activities coming up. We try to get the dogs exercised and having fun and learning how to behave themselves. So thanks again, Charlie. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. And if you would like a reading or a opportunity to work with your dog, feel free to text or call 519-726-6699, or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. Thanks again, everybody. Have a lovely week. The weather is beautiful today. I hope you all have a wonderful Father's Day. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.